seen animal that I may not see, feel free to point it out. We'll try to identify it. Looks like we are clear to enter the reserve, so here we go. Now, most animals will be pretty active during the night. The animals tend to rest whenever they feel tired throughout the day. They don't really have a specific time where they will sleep. But they will also try to remain more active during the nighttime, to be more on their guard, as there are a lot of animals that do their hunting during this time of night. On the watering hole, very important part to this section of the reserve. Now there's a black and white bird standing over there by the water. Now that's a saddle-billed stork. Those birds can be up to 5 feet tall. Their wingspan's usually about 9 feet. Now they talk to each other, they don't do so vocally. They will communicate by tapping their beaks. Make our way down to the Safari River. It's an area where you're bound to find some hippos. The hippos will spend most of their time submerged in the water. They can hold their breath about 8 minutes at a time. They also utilize a wide range of vocalizations to communicate with each other. They can hear quite well even under the water. Now their vocalizations are known as wheeze honks, mainly because they make noises that sound like wheeze and honks. Now on the left, there's a few hippos surfacing. A whole group of hippos would be known as a bloat. They are excellent swimmers, but they can reach the bottom. They'll sometimes just walk across. They kind of float around behind that little islet. So there are some pink-backed pelicans over there on that island. They get their name from the fact they get a pink color during their mating season. There's a few Nile crocodiles down there. They can get to 20 feet long. They have very powerful jaws. They can probably use about 2,000 pounds of pressure for a square inch. Now, a group of crocodiles on the land is known as a bos. If they're in the water, they'd be known as a float. Now, the crocodiles crocodiles are ectothermic animals, meaning they're cold-blooded, cool down sometimes, so they'll lay there with their mouth open. That's how they kind of vent themselves. And the mother crocodile can be quite protective of her young. Sometimes she'll carry her eggs in her mouth to keep them safe from other predators. Make our way now to the Serengeti grasslands. A lot more wide open space over here. It's the largest section of the reserve. Grasslands span hundreds of miles across East Africa, serving as the superhighway to a variety of animals, as millions of animals migrate through here every single year. Now this is the wild Africa we are trying so hard to conserve. Now this savanna is home to some more famous animals like zebras, giraffes, and lions. Over to the right, there's some large horned animals over there, known as Ankole cattle, also known as Blantusi, named after the tribe that first domesticated them. It actually makes them the only domestic animals on the reserve. Now their horns may look heavy, but they are not solid, or are they hollow. They have more of a honeycomb structure inside, which allows their blood to circulate. Tower-like structures on either side of the truck are termite mounds. They're formed with termite saliva and dirt. Oftentimes elephants will use these as scratching posts. Also over here on the right, there's a herd of white-throated wildebeest resting over there. The name comes from the Afrikaans word meaning wild beast. They are the largest migratory animals. Now this landscape is truly formed by the animals. The giraffes are kind of like the pruning shears. They eat from the trees. They eat quite a bit, and they'll spend like 18 hours a day eating. The giraffes only spend half an hour a day. On the left, there's a Patterson eland, the largest antelope. A little further, some smaller animals known as springbok. They get their name, in fact, they'll spring out of the grass. They can reach about 12 feet in the air. The zebras and the antelope, they mow down the grass, allow new shoots to grow, and the warthogs and gazelles come along to trim up the edges, so everyone gets enough to eat. savanna is a totally different ecosystem from the previous sections of the reserve. A good indicator of that would be we see different types of plant life. Trees like the baobab trees here on the left and the right. They look like they are planted upside down as their branches look a lot like roots. The baobab trees also leafless for about 9 months out of the year. Now, these trees kind of serve as the gateway into elephant country. We got some elephants over here on the left. During the daytime, the elephants will kind of mingle around, interact with other family members like aunts and cousins. But during the night, they tend to come back to their immediate family. Elephants can consume about 300 pounds of food a day. The diet does consist of an assortment of vegetation. And their gestation period is for about 22 months. Their childhood will last for about 15 years. A big threat to elephants nowadays is sharing the land with man. The #1 concern is the poaching for their ivory tusks. But there are other concerns, like the mining that takes place in their habitat. Like for coltan, talc we're used to making electronics. On the left, there's a flamboyance of greater pink flamingos. And they get their pink color from the brine shrimp and other small creatures they eat that contain beta-carotene. However, there are actually least pink flamingos. Make our way over by the Coppies. That's the name for the rock formation coming up here. We may actually find some lions. Lions like the tall rocks, give them a good vantage point over the savanna. That way they can survey their prey. The lions are inactive during the day for about 18 to 20 hours. They're nocturnal and do their hunting primarily at night. Alright, on the left here, some burrows. These are made by warthogs. Warthogs are the largest burrowing mammals. When they go to sleep, they'll back up into their burrow to have their tusks pointed outward to protect themselves from any predator attacks. And just up ahead here is a white rhino coming into the road. White rhinos have a wider mouth compared to the black rhino, which have more of a prehensile lip.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
We're gonna hold here before wait for this rhino to get out of our path. Hope it won't take too much longer. There we go. Now, rhinos can run about 35 miles an hour, but they have very poor eyesight. That's probably why when they're in a group, they are known as a crash. On the right is some grand zebras, and right near them are some addax, which are desert-dwelling antelopes. There's also some eggs over there by that tree. Those are ostrich eggs. They can weigh about 3 pounds each, so maybe some ostriches nearby. Now, zebra stripes are quite unique to them, much like human fingerprints. No two sets of stripes are exactly the same. While zebras seem pretty docile, they can defend themselves. Their hind legs can break the jaw of an attacking lion. So we check out one final section of the reserve before we end our safari. Make our way down to Pagati Glen. See what animals are around over here. There are some animals you'll only find on this reserve, like the bontebok. They are relatives to the wildebeest, and they went extinct out in the wild back in the 1960s. You can only find them on reserves nowadays. The scimitar horned oryx is another animal that went extinct in the wild back in the 1980s. Recent conservation efforts were successful and bring their numbers back up in the wild. Now we all do our part to help conserve the environment and protect the wildlife. Do so could be something very simple like ordinary recycling, papers, plastics. If you want to take that a step further, you recycle more complicated items like old electronics, old laptops, cell phones. Folks, I promise the war to get back pretty soon, so I'm going to drop you off the nearest warden's post in just a few moments. From there, it's a short walk back to the Harambe village. Time to look around your seats, make sure you have all your personal belongings, so don't leave anything behind in the truck. Once again, you have it arriving in Simba 1. That is page 13 of the Wilderness Explorer Handbook. Folks, park is open until 11 p.m. That is when our last safari will depart, 11 p.m. Around here, we really say goodbye. There's a Swahili phrase that is kwaherini. That means go well. So we hope you go on to your next adventure. Enjoy the rest of your night in Harambe or wherever your travels may take you. enjoy the rest of your evening in Disney's Animal Kingdom. Watch step as you exit.
Hold! Watch your right hand side and watch your step.
And double check your rows, but make sure you have all your personal belongings with you.